don't forget about PPE. Hello and welcome to this week's video. After a comment recently about the importance of PPE and how you don't always see it in my videos, I thought I'd show you that I am almost always wearing PPE. There are some times when I skimp on it, mea culpa, shouldn't do it. Shouldn't really skimp on our health. But this is what I would normally be wearing when I'm turning, even if you can't see it. Today it's all about finishing. So let's see what I've got on the lathe and what's going to happen to it. Poor piece of wood. So what do I have on the lathe today? Well, it's a piece of beech. Got a nice lovely shine on the back. Quite pleased with that. Pleased with the shape. Did refine it a little bit with a scraper. And now I'm going to take it off and turn it around. Now, like a lot of the bits of wood you see in my videos, there's already something on the face of this one. Let's just turn that in. And on the face of this one is one of my crochet pattern centrifuge colour spins. But I have an idea that I'm not sure if it would work or not. That's gone in reasonably true. Good. Not sure if it'll work or not. And I'm just going to put it all on camera and allow you to see something spectacular or something spectacularly awful. Right, let's get the PPE back on properly and let's get turning. Okay folks, we're into voiceover time here because actually while I was filming this I was also on a Zoom call to my wife and granddaughter, or as she sometimes calls herself, our grand darling. Anyway, I digress. Hopefully the pictures will speak for themselves, but rather than just have it happening in silence, a little bit of explanation, I decided to speed it up just to show you the whole process. But it's a simple case of putting on a layer of tape, spraying shadow lines, putting another layer of tape, shadow lines, another layer of tape, shadow lines. And the idea is that instead of building a solid colour on each layer before I move to the next layer of tape, I'm actually going to colour each piece of tape or the wood that tape covers a different colour. So the overall design here is a little haphazard. It was me just seeing if it would work. This was one thing I think that didn't work, this background. You'll see me darken it even more later on. Partly I think because I didn't really do very much with the ribbons. So there you go, I'm pulling off the last layer of tape after it's had shadows done, and then carefully freehand spraying between the shadow lines. So on this bottom layer, as it were, I've done some yellow, red and blue, and then it's a case of just working through, removing each layer of tape in reverse order, uncovering one at a time and then spraying a different colour. Now that colour could of course be a pattern. It could be a number of colours, it could be a gradient, it could have some stencils under it, it could have templates spraying round things, but I just really wanted to have a play and see if this idea that I'd been giving some thought to actually worked. And well, as you can see, that little bit of blue and a bit over the black line, did you spot that? Rewind it, I insist you watch it carefully. It did seem to work, and as you can see I've got different coloured ribbons, crossing each other instead of the last time you saw one of these videos, probably 4 years ago. Golly, was it that long? All the ribbons were the same colour on each layer, so I went yellow, orange and red. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that's me saying goodbye on the Zoom call to my wife and granddarling. So maybe I should slow it down and let you have a look at what's really happening. Well, my little experiment is over, and it kind of worked. I wanted to do some variation on the ribbons, the 3D ribbons that I've been doing for quite a few years now, and I suddenly thought this method might work and allow me to do different coloured ribbons, which it has. So that's a plus. Obviously, development of that idea would be to do a more interesting pattern on each ribbon. I was going to say rhythm, that's something completely different on each different ribbon. That's for another day when I've got a little bit more time for playing. This is all a bit rushed. And things that aren't so good, I did use different tapes. The painting tape for fresh paint worked very well, but the blue tape that I used, I did get a little bit of bleed through there, which you'll see in the still images. They may even be playing now. I'm not entirely happy with the background. I think I probably could have done something a little bit better. But I'm not that happy with the overall design of where each ribbon goes, if I'm totally critical of myself. But I had some fun. It's proved that the principle works. Now I just need to do it again, but better. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you happen to be at my demonstration at Orchard Woodturners in October, then this was the last bit of colouring that I did. It has now dried. It's been, how long has it been? It was Wednesday and I did this on Saturday. Nice and dry. I'm still a little, not upset, that's too strong a word, a bit miffed that I got a bit too much brown in there. But the consensus was at the demo that this was a real sort of autumn leaf kind of vibe going on. So in a future video, you might actually see me finish that, especially as the back's not too bad. Could be slightly better shape. I might correct that. Maybe in a future video, you'll get to see this being finished off. Right, back to this week's project though. Unless I put this at the end after the credits, in which case, see you in the next video.